filming. Hello. Long time no see. So fun to be here. Welcome, or if you're new here, welcome back to my channel, LeKnit. Aloilla means on the waves. My name is Reetta and I am a knitter from Finland. Summer has come and almost gone, and I haven't filmed a podcast episode in many months. But I am so excited to finally be here and filming and talking to you. If you have been around, I have posted one video during the summer, which was a knit and chat where I was at the cottage and chatted a little bit about my summer and my knitting. But now I thought that we could wrap up this summer and do a little everything I knit summer 2024, right? Yeah, that's the right year. I didn't knit that much during the summer, but I did something. And I thought that it would be nice then to continue with regular podcast episodes then with fall knitting and, you know, changing the season. So I will go through now everything I knit during the summer. I have a few finished objects and then one failed finished object and some yarn I want to talk to you about. So I'm so glad you found your way back here, or if you're new, I'm so glad you found your way to my channel. Welcome, I'm so glad you're here. And before we begin, actually I have an announcement to make, that we are making quite big changes in our lives with my fiance, and we are moving to another city or to a small town on the coast of Finland, to a very much smaller place than we are living in now. And our plan is to slow down our lives, to seek some more quiet and more space around us, and that is especially my wish. And I'm so happy that my fiance is feeling the same way, or we have the same dream, and moving to this beautiful city has been a shared dream of ours for 3 years now. So I'm changing jobs also. So if you didn't know, I've been an entrepreneur for 5 years now. I've done maternity physiotherapy and massage therapy. So I came to the realization that being a entrepreneur and then trying to do this YouTube, and now I am dipping my toes into knitwear designing as well. It has been a struggle to juggle the two, and then I've talked a lot about my post-traumatic stress disorder that I've been struggling with for about 4 years now. So yeah, I am changing jobs. I'm putting physiotherapy aside for now. I don't know what the future will bring, but I hope and wish and believe that that will free some time and energy for me, and some brain space for me to really focus on LeKnit as well, which is a dream of mine, to do this creative work more. And that being said, I appreciate you all being here so much, because you really do support my dreams, just being here and just watching my videos and sharing the joy of knitting with me, so thank you. I will talk more about my and our plans moving forward, and the move maybe a bit more. Now I'm at our like old place, or the place we have been living in for the past 1.5 years. But maybe if you're interested in moving content and then some interior design, or like how I'm putting the new place together, and I'm so excited because the apartment is super pretty and it's in an old wooden building and it's going to be so nice. Okay, now I'm rambling. You came here for the knits, so yeah, but those are the things you can expect from me this fall, and more content. Okay, but let's wrap this summer up. Let's start with an accessory which I wanted to knit for so long, and it is the Brigitte Bag by Gregoria Fibers, and it is this beautiful shell pattern, and I believe the pattern is for fingering weight yarn, but I used Sadness Garn LeKnit to knit this up. I did do like one shell motif less to the bag, so it's not that big. I think the pattern is so beautiful, and it was very intuitive to knit. I really liked the way she had written up the pattern, so I can highly recommend this if you've been wanting to knit one. So you begin from the bottom and it's knitted in the round, and then finished off with some I-cord edges, and then these I-cord straps that are like twisted around each other. And I think these are quite seamless and neat. And if you follow me on Instagram, you may think that, wait a minute, this looks different, because I did post a picture of me picture of this when I started knitting on it, or I was in the middle of working on it, and it was a light beige color. I can't remember the color name, but it was like a cool beige tone in the Sadness Garn LeKnit. But when I had finished this, I just thought that I wasn't feeling the color. As you may see, I like warm tones. I like, well, you will see in my knits, I like bright whites and then warm neutral colors. It was just too cool toned for my liking. I wanted to use that in a bag because I thought that I don't want to use the yarn in a garment, but maybe a bag would be okay, but I didn't like it, so I ended up bleaching this, and it worked wonderful. It was a risk I was willing to take. I have never bleached anything before, but yeah, I just followed the instructions on the bleach bottle and soaked this in a water bleach mixture, and I got a white bag, and now I love it. I used it quite a lot this summer, so you may see that it's not brand new. It has seen life, but it's very nice. I was planning on sewing a lining here because it does, like, you know, if I have, for example, a water bottle here, it kind of stretches. And because it has these holes in the fabric, my keys were poking out, and stuff like that. And then I thought that sewing a lining and then doing a inside pocket would make this more wearable or more easy to use. But I've been lazy. I just haven't gotten around to do it, and because this has been like fine to use like this, I have just skipped that. I do think that it would make this even better, so maybe during the winter or next summer I will get around doing that. But yeah, so a pure white color now from a light beige, and it was a super quick knit, well, because I used a thicker yarn than in the pattern. I don't think that it would be a super slow project with the fingering either, because it's quite an easy and memorable thing, like pattern repeat, and you just knit a tube. So very nice. I knit 2 tops. Oh right, I am wearing my camisole number, it's number 9 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. I like this very much. It's in a merino wool. It was a lace weight merino from Osterman, held double. I tried to Google it, and I don't think they manufacture or sell this exact yarn anymore, but I think it's very nice. It's a very nice pattern. But I will come to talk a bit more maybe about this and tops in general soon. But here is the first top I made, which is the gorgeous tied loop top by Other Loops, and it's this structured pattern just with knits and pearls, and then it has these like rolled edges here. I used some white cotton yarn in a DK, in a white color, surprise, and I really like this. I think the pattern or the motif here is beautiful. It's so lovely. It has a little bit of a twist rather than just being a plain top, but still it's not like screaming or too loud, and I love it. And backside is a little bit of a deeper scoop here, but nothing too deep. This is very bra friendly, and the pattern was well written, I think, because well, there's huge sections of pearls and knits, so when you're looking at the chart it might be a bit overwhelming, but there was numbers on there, like if there was a row of where there was a long row of pearls, it had on the first mark, it had a number of how many are those, so you don't have to count all of them yourself. And then this bottom section where there are more of the pearls showing, you actually knit it from inside out, so you don't have to purl that much, so there are more of the knit stitches and less of the purl stitches. So I think that was a very helpful tip and made the knitting experience maybe a bit easier, and at least I am much more slow at purling than knitting. I knit continental. I think that I got in my email an updated version of the pattern. I think there was some Some stitch counts wrong in the original version. I didn't check on which size they were in. I don't think there were any errors in the size I knit. I don't even remember what size I knit, to be honest. But if you have been looking at this pattern, or if you're seeing it for the first time now and you are really liking it, I do recommend it. I was really enjoying knitting this, even though the idea of following a chart for many knits and then many pearls and not having like something that repeats the same way all over again can seem a bit intimidating. I don't think it was as hard or tedious as I first thought it could be. But then to the knitted tops in general, I did knit one other top. I don't have it with me here because I already moved some stuff to my parents' house. They live in a big house and there is room for me to store some of my clothes and some of my things I don't want to like sell or donate or get rid of, but which I don't see myself using right now or wanting to take to our new place because there is much less storage space there. So I think I have to go with a little bit of a capsule wardrobe situation. So I'm storing some of my things with my parents, which I'm very grateful for, but I did put the top there already. I can put a picture here, but I might unravel this because it was just a flop, and I think it's important to discuss also those projects and things that didn't end up working out. Kind of, it turned out to be a beautiful top. It was inspired by the Pebble top by Lene Holme-Samso, but I used a larger gauge and I held a few yarns together, and I liked the fabric, but I didn't like the fit, and it was, well, all those kind of V-shaped things, like openings, I just don't think they fit me. I don't like the way they look on me, and my breast isn't the smallest, and I think any V-shaped neck, even if it's higher up, I think it just brings too much attention to my breast area in a way that I don't like. And yeah, I tried it or made that top, and even though it's not a deep V, it just isn't working. And yeah, something is just off with that top, even though it was like technically a very nice top, but I think I will unravel it and make some other use for the nice yarns. There was some silk and silk blend yarns I used. And then another thing with these knitted tops, the tied loop top and this one and that one, and then I have a few other tops I have knit in the past and I just never end up wearing them or I do so very seldom. I don't know why, because I love the idea of a knitted top, and now when I'm wearing this I really like the look of this and the feel of this on my body, but I find that I am never reaching for them. And I see so many beautiful top patterns and I think that I would love to make those, but then in my head I know that or I think that will I ever wear them, or is the effort enough, or is the effort too much to knit a hand knit top and then I end up wearing it twice a year. So I'm struggling here because I would love to knit tops and I love them on other people and they are beautiful and there are so stunning top patterns out there. But I don't know, I used the tied loop top like 2 times this whole summer. So, but I don't want to unravel that and I will take that with me to our new place and this one also, and maybe hopefully I will, if I don't want to force myself to wear something I'm not like grabbing or wanting to grab from my wardrobe, but also I don't know, does it just take some practice to start wearing them? I don't know. We will see how this continues, but for now I will focus on knitting sweaters, which we're going to jump in next. So the first sweater I have here finished is my low contrast Dyynit sweater, which is a design project of mine. Here is so the yarn I used here is Sandnes Garn Double Sunday, and these are the petite knit colors. Whipped cream is the lighter one, and then almond is the slightly darker beige one. And I love this low contrast. I was thinking when I started knitting this, like, is this too much of a low contrast? Like, can you see anything? But no, I think this ended up being perfect. I really like this. It's like a neutral sweater, but then there's something going on, so I really like this. I can put a picture of another version of the same sweater with a little bit of a higher contrast, so you can see the different you can see the different vibes they give. So this is a I can't speak. So this is a raglan construction from top down, and I really like this detail with the raglan lines here. So the pattern is a work in progress. If you've been on my channel before, you know that it's been a work in progress for like a year now, but slowly but surely. As I said, I really want to focus on more designing and getting my patterns actually out there and on LeKnit and all of this. So I think this is the year for, or the start of a new era on LeKnit, and I'm so excited. But yeah, I finished this and I've been wearing a ton. I've been wearing this a ton. I really like this. I noticed a bit of pilling here. I haven't de-peeled this or done anything after the first block, so I think the fabric has held up very nicely. I think pilling is a cost you pay for getting such a nice soft merino yarn, so I don't mind it. And this is very easy to just shave off and then maybe use a fabric or clothing brush to maintain the fabric. So I think the quality of this yarn is very nice, and I have worn this a lot, like over the shoulders like this, because it has been a very warm summer in Finland. At least in my opinion. I don't really like the heat. I get too hot very easily and headaches and stuff, so I don't enjoy heat waves that much. I would rather just wear sweaters all year around. But I've been using a lot like a linen button down and linen pants, and then throwing this on my shoulders if it's not been like too hot for that. But I really like the look it gives, and then sometimes it's been cool enough to put this like on regularly. And I can't wait for the beginning of fall and having like white jeans and this, and I'm very excited. I have a few balls left over of each color. I don't know where the yarns are. I think I have a basket here where they are in the bottom of, but I was thinking that I could maybe knit a hat out of either one, one or the other. Maybe the white one would be cute. We'll see. But yeah, so this was very much a success in my opinion. And then a sweater I haven't shown here or barely on my Instagram either. This is a very plain white sweater, and this is a design work in progress also. It's not completely complete yet. I have been partially sponsored by Knitting for Olive for this design, and there were some design elements I was thinking of adding to this, but now it's a bit on hold because I am not 100% sure which direction to go with this one, but I will show you anyway because I have used this a couple of times because it's like all the knitting is basically done. So this is Knitting for Olive Merino, held double to get a DK, and it's the color Snowflake. And this is a saddle shoulder construction, and then the neckband and the like wrist parts are just folded down. And then I don't know how, maybe I'll take the hanger and just hang this for the sake of this video so I can maybe a bit more easily. Here we go, show you. So it has a split hem with these like rounded edges, and it's a bit shorter on the front and longer on the back. Maybe I'll add a picture where it's on me so you can maybe get a little bit of a better look of this sweater. Here's an overall view, and yeah, it's a very basic and like clean, like there's nothing too much going on here. We will see what I end up deciding, if I will just leave it like this or add some design elements that were in my plans originally, but we will see what will happen. That's exciting, right? But yeah, I wanted to show you because it's a completed sweater basically, and I've been wearing it once, I'd say once or twice. I've been careful with it not to like get it dirty or ruin it before I get any pictures and decide what to do. But I wanted to like test it out in use, like do I like the fit and how it feels and moves with my body and you know, all that stuff. So maybe this is the first prototype, I don't know, but this is something I've been knitting on this summer. And then one last thing is a yarn I want to talk to you about. So one thing that has taken up most of my summer knitting time has been an exciting secret knitting project, and I can't say much, but like I said, we're going to take our LeKnit a bit further, and I really want to start putting some work into this knitting, designing hustle and all that. So I can't show you the thing I have been working on, but I'm now knitting another version or sample. So the lovely Biba shop were so kind and wanted to support my journey and sponsored some yarn for this project or this sample. So I got this Isager Merilin, which is a 80% wool and 20% linen yarn, and I wish you could just feel this yarn. It's so soft and like rustic in just the right way. It's not itchy at all, in my opinion. It's very, very nice, and I love linen. Maybe you've noticed that. And I love the like symphony with wool and linen together, either with a like in the same yarn or combined like a linen yarn and a wool yarn together, like I did in the Simpukka sweater, or just combining linen clothes with woolen clothes. All of those things I enjoy so much, so I really like this yarn. It's the perfect combination, and this is the color E0, so they're neutral white color, and I have no words. It's so lovely. And I know in Finland at least there isn't too many places you can get Isager or that carry Isager and carry this Merilin yarn, but I highly recommend Biba shop if you're in Finland and want to try this yarn out. So you will see later what I am making with this yarn. So that's a cliffhanger. If you want to see what I'm doing with that, stay tuned. So that was everything I knit this summer. I have some new things on my needles already, but those we will discuss on the next knitting podcast episode. I know all of these knits weren't exactly like summer knits, but I don't know if I want to make like very specific summer knits, or if that's something I really use. And I love working on sweaters even when it's hot, which is maybe a bit like funny because I don't enjoy being sweaty and the hot weather, and I get too hot very easily, so you'd think I don't like to work with wool and with big sweaters in my lap and knitting on those, but somehow that hasn't really bothered me. I don't know. I'm very happy with things I made and the realizations or how I got to know my preferences. Like I maybe will not knit that many tops in the future. Or maybe I will change my mind and love to wear knitted tops. Who knows? I am excited for the fall to come and the move and all the changes in these seasons and in the seasons in my life. I think I'm very in the middle of a big change in like life in general, like the move and changing jobs, but a change inside of me as well. And I think the move and then the changing of seasons, they all merge together, like when they are all happening at the same time. It's very symbolic to me, and I love it, and I love that you are here on this journey with me. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, happy knitting!